So this video is actually the first part, and the one that I posted recently before this was the second part, but I had to flip the uploads so I could link them properly. So I hope you guys enjoyed this repot of the Snow Queen Pothos. I hope you guys got to check out the video of me doing the moss pole because they're really cool and useful when you want to do plants that climb up. And we are on. Hi guys, I'm on this angle here. So you asked and you shall receive. I'm a little under the weather, but this was the perfect time for me to get this going for you guys. I have this Snow Queen Pothos here. I am obsessed with her. Her variegation is much more intense and diverse compared to a Marble Queen Pothos. And I'll put a quick video overlay of what the Marble Queen looks like compared to the Snow Queen. So the Snow Queen has a lot more white variegation, and obviously what that means is you need a lot more light to make sure that she gets that intense variegation. I got her about 2 months ago. I was on my way back home visiting a friend, and I visited a little plant store in Camarillo, California. It's called Deeply Rooted, and I found this. I've been looking for Snow Queen Pothos for some time, and I finally found her, and I was like, perfect. Now, as you guys can tell, she is crowded in this pot. So I need to repot her because I expect that there's probably multiple plants in here. She's just a culmination of different cuttings that were thrown in here. Or if she's one big plant, she's been pruned a lot. Because with pothos, if you want them to vine out, don't prune her. But if you want them to grow bushy like this, you need to continuously propagate and cut the stems. And then you can propagate them in water, and then you can stick them back in the soil. And you can tell here she's still growing. So this is a new fruit. This is a new leaf here, and she's got a bunch of new growths. I've kept her hanging. I lied. She's not hanging. My Marble Queen is. I've kept her here in this grow shelf. If you see my hand here, so she's getting a ton of bright light from this grow shelf here, and she's definitely enjoyed it. But I have to now just do a quick repot, and as usual, I'm just gonna take my time with it. I appreciate the love and support from my last snake plant repot. You guys enjoy these extended videos, something I've been wanting to do, and I'm getting more comfortable with how I do these videos. So I have this clear container here. We're just gonna see what we're working with, because I tell you now, oh yeah, it's a no-brainer. She's extremely root bound. Look at that. Look at that. If you guys want to do a root porn cut right now, check it out. So she's in a mix of cocoa. It's pretty much cocoa. I'm going to just separate the roots, and then I might just do 3 divisions in this one. And then we'll see how much we got, because I can still see that there is new growth at the base too. I don't know if you guys can see that. My fingers, there's a little baby right there. So she still is actively growing. So that's good news. My fear was that when I got her, she was going to be having a ton of pests, but I don't see any. But what I can tell is she's definitely needing to be repotted, because her roots are so intense. Definitely. You know what? Let me switch containers. I have a larger one here. We're going to use this one. It'll be easier for me to get a little more messy. All right, well, that's a good angle. Much better. You guys can see overhead what I'm doing. If you guys like this tripod, I'll link it below. If it kind of wobbles, I have my bright LED above it too, so you guys can see. But we'll work from here. Oh, that's a great angle. You guys can see all the roots and stuff. Check it out. It's pretty good though. Really beautiful. She is lightly moistened, so this will make the Separation a little difficult for me, but we're gonna make sure that she is divided. I know it's funny because I haven't even decided what pots I'm gonna put her in. I have a bunch under my bed, so I'll pull some out. We'll definitely go with maybe 3 6-inch pots. Yeah, she's still growing. She's got some green roots here too. And she's got plenty of roots, so don't be afraid to really separate the roots by hand. This will actually encourage more root growth. It looks like noodles, doesn't it? Whatever this is cold hit me really hard the other day, and just recently I started to feel better. I'll have this under here. You guys can see me separate these. And I will speed this up if this takes too long. I know some of you might want to just hang out and watch me do this, so I'll leave it. But let me know in the comments if you guys like sped up versions, the longer version. I'll do that. If you guys want to see me do this just longer where I take my time, I can do a video with the slow version, and then I can do it with the sped up so you guys can see multiples. We're just going to separate these like noodles. Interestingly, these roots are a little more delicate compared to other pothos, so but yeah, you can tell she's starting to brown out on me because she's definitely, besides needing water, she is very crowded in here and she's just not happy with me. Yeah, and don't be afraid. This is just the bottom roots that I'm separating. You hear that crunch? Probably my mic gets it. As I've gotten more comfortable with having houseplants, I've realized that you can get a little aggressive and the plant will be okay. The important thing is knowing where you're going to divide at the top. We might just end up doing 2 instead if I'm just going down the middle. We'll see how I end up with this. And then we can prune her and I can do some propagations. I know I have some friends who are probably wanting me to give them one of these. So we'll see. Oh, I already cut one. Perfect. This will be one to propagate. Plants are very, very resilient, my friends. So do not worry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's the one thing. When they get really crowded, it gets difficult to find out which stems are connected to what root system. So I might be pulling this way and I might be snatching roots from some of these over here. So we're going to have a few casualties, and that's fine. Just got to get in there and see what we have going on. But again, I don't see any pests, so very glad about that. Oh yeah, see? Just have to separate these. See, these roots belong over there. Let's see. And again, these are epiphytes, so they like to climb. They have these big, heavy roots once they get taller, and then they'll produce much more larger, mature leaves. So if you really want to see a pothos get to its biggest potential, definitely put them on a pole of some sort. There we go. We have 2. Let me see what I can divide here. I'll probably take this here, cut it, and propagate because I snapped it, which is fine. It'll encourage newer growth, root growth. So let's do that now. Make sure you have your clean shears. I already sterilized them earlier because I had pruned another plant this morning. We're gonna, let's see. I'm gonna try and save one of the roots so that it has a bit of a head start. Actually, I might not need to. Oh yeah, see, she's got a whole root here. I'm just gonna cut here because she does have a new leaf here. So we're gonna, actually, I can put this in its own little pot. And look at that. She's so beautiful. And she's still growing. So we're gonna put her in a small pot. She'll have her, she's got her own roots here, so that will definitely help her. Then these will just go into their own roots. Just gonna massage these roots a bit. Then I'll just hose them down in the bathroom. She should be good. Yeah, she'll be happier once I separate her. Yeah, see, just don't be afraid to do this to the roots, to like separate them like this, because they are crowded. And we've run out a good amount of the medium, so I'm not going to fully clean her because I'm going to put her back into a mix that is a cocoa peat with pumice and bark. So it's not going to be a shock to the plant because it's in the same type of medium. I wouldn't call it soil because it's not, it's just the medium. It's a cocoa peat or coir, pumice, bark, and I throw in a nice hefty amount of worm castings, which is just a good amount of nitrogen in there. So you see how the roots are kind of like sticking out a bit? That's what we want, so that the plant can stretch its roots out around. What I'm not going to do is cut these, like the cross, because we want her to have the most opportune time, easiest opportunity, I mean, to grow. All right, let's see. I have, these are supposed to be like decorative pots, but they have drainage holes. They were extras from Lowe's. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain a hole, or draw a hole, maybe 2 or 3 more, with the drill bit later on here, here, and here, so that there's good drainage all around. And I'm just going to use this to pot her in here. Let's see, let me shift the table out. I got my bucket with my mix. You guys can see it. Right. Cocoa, bark, and worm castings are those little tiny darker spots. This mix is slightly moistened. Let's see if that's enough. Where's our girl? Put her in. Perfect. Yeah, see? I'm giving her maybe like an inch or 2 of space from the top to the bottom so I can cover her. And she's got about 2 inches around the perimeter. So a good rule when you're repotting plants is no more than 2 inches of root ball from the to the outside of the pot that it's in, to give them that space to properly root, but also not spend so much time on root growth, because some plants, what they'll do is they'll focus so much more on root development that you don't see them grow, and you wonder, why isn't my plant growing? It's because it's focusing more on root growth because it's got so much space. Once it feels that it's a little crowded, it'll start to produce leaves. So this will be a good mix. Right now I'm repotting. It's November. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I don't really listen to the repot during spring roll because a lot of my plants don't really spend a lot of time outside. We got a good gap right there. You see that? She needs soil there. My thing is, as long as your climate is stable, the plant won't suffer. I lived in Hawaii for about 10 years, and tropical climate, right? So plants don't struggle there. It's easy for them. Live the aloha life. And once we still got space there. Right here, she needs more. And the thing with the cocoa is you have to really water it well so it'll slowly compact in, but also leaves nice gaps. So let's see. Almost there. Just a little more. Oh yeah, she's gonna be very happy that she was repotted. She's so pretty, isn't she? Look at that. This is already branching out because I separated her. She's like, oh, there's room for me to expand. So I'm gonna hose her down in the bathroom and tub and then spray her with my fungicide. I'll show you guys what I use for that too. Let's check out our other gal. Let's come up. All right, let's see. How's this gal doing? She was a little dirty because I had done the other one, but let's see what we're working with. Oh, good. Look at that. She'll need a little longer in a 6-inch pot to branch out because her Repot is smaller than the one I just did, but she'll do fine. This can actually trail down like that, so this is good. This is good. What I'm actually going to do is for this one, I'm going to put her on a grow pole, and I'll show you guys that. All right, perfect. Yeah, she was definitely a bunch of cuttings. I don't know for you guys who have house plants in your house, but you ever have plants, you find pots under your bed, and you're like, oh, I forgot. Well, I forget. It's supposed to be a self-watering planter. I'm not a fan of the self-watering feature of these. I just use them and they're good catchers. Just take it off, fill it up, and then catch it. So let's take a look to see how her roots would look just by putting her in here. That angle was terrible. There we go, that's better. Let's see. Perfect. See that? So she's gonna go in good. She'll probably grow faster, I lied, because this pot is a little shorter than the other one. You know, I never thought I would be doing YouTube, and I started to really enjoy creating videos because people like seeing these things, you know? All right. Let's get a little soil in there, and then we'll go from there. Make sure you guys can see the madness. 2 scoops should be good. Maybe a third one. Yeah. I usually give like 1 inch to 2 on the bottom for the roots. Let's see how our girl goes in. Let's see. Yep. See, put her in. And then you see that she's pretty much to the top. Let me just tilt her a bit. Let's see. Yeah, this one's going to vine down, so this will work for us. She'll actually grow much more quickly. I'm going to just kind of tilt her to let the roots kind of, there you go. And these will grow at different angles, so I'm not worried about it having to be perfectly straight up. Good old Pothos plants, huh? All right, I think you guys can see that. There we go. Give you guys the angle of the goods, huh? I gotta double check that my mic is picking up audio. It died the other day halfway through my other video. I hadn't posted a video in I think almost a week and a half. Just Shake her in. Don't be scared. I'm gonna hose you down good. And then what I do like about repots is I like to make sure the soil stays moist a little longer when they're repotted so that the roots can feel okay. So she looks kind of off because she's at an angle, but the roots will correct. And then she'll start pushing out new growth here, so let's not worry. She looks good though, huh? That's actually I need to put some here. Oh, there's a root hanging out. Yeah, she needs a little bit of soil back here. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a gap right there. I was going to use a clear pot for this, but I don't have large clear pots. Oh, that is a large gap. Yep, see, this is why we double check. Get our soil in all the angles. Make sure you guys can see that right here. My finger can go in. Do not a song. It's better. Always give it a good spank. Okay. And then these roots, if you see them, are here. Where's my finger in the camera? These roots here will grow down into the soil, so not fret. Let's give her a little more on this side. But I love this plant. She's my girl. There we go. There we go. And then as we water, it'll settle in. Perfect. So we got two. I'm gonna hose them down in the bathroom. Alright, so I use this by Garden Safe, Fungicide 3. I'll link it below if you guys want to check it out. I love this stuff. But we're in my tub. It's not the most beautiful shower. Old house. We're just gonna hose her down. Make sure I can record this while you guys see it happening. Just do a good hose down. Make sure that they get their water also. You're gonna see the water turn. I just love these plants though. Beautiful. Give it a good shake and just our excess is running out. I'm not worried about pests because she hasn't shown me any. So I'm just gonna get in deep. Alright, I'm gonna finish this bottle. We're almost done. And get some in the soil too so that the roots can absorb some of the neem. That actually helps. Oh, good. I'm gonna leave her in here to dry out for about an hour and a half. So that does it for this repot. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys are interested in seeing me create the moss pool with the other cutting of the Snow Queen Pothos, check out this video up here that I'm going to link up, and you guys can see that going out. Thanks again. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave any comments. I'm always happy to listen and check them out. Thanks so much, guys.